All right, guys, we're back at it again. We're up against Buriram United here in Thailand. And they actually don't have Wanta out there. He's the one who I've had my eyes on. I think that his transfer value is around like 11 or 12 million euro. We're not going to go into debt to buy any players, which is why I haven't gone out for him yet. So we'll see how we do here in this match against them. We're pretty much even in the league, I would say. We're at eighth position. They're in like 12th, something like that. So we'll see how this one goes. They don't have Wanta out there, which is kind of a shame, actually. I was kind of hoping to see our good old friend. We're in white here. It's down to Ite Suk, and we'll see what he does with this here. Brings it up left side over to Pak Su Il. And he tries to cross it and just sort of gives up on that at the end. We've seen a lot of that, actually, just kind of giving up. We don't have the best of squads here, I'll tell you that. I've been doing some transfers here off camera, trying to get some guys put out on loan. Nobody wants to loan them, and trying to do all sorts of things like that, and it's kind of difficult to figure out. So we're still trying to figure out what we can do to get a little bit more money into the squad. We're not going to get the sort of money that we need to make like a 12 million euro transfer, that's for sure. We're going to have to build up kind of from the beginning and worry about getting young players. Choi Jae-hook, who just came in, almost won that there in the back. I've been looking to see if he can do something good here for us, but it looks like they're moving the ball around just in front of him, and that was almost a goal. It's the kid, the Vietnamese kid, who knocks that one out of the danger zone and ends up working out quite well for us. Go Won Shik is our goalie today, 16 years old, and we're giving him a try as well. Everybody gets a chance here at the very beginning of the season, and that should have been a goal for them. That's another one that went off the top crossbar. So Buriram United have got to feel pretty hard done by, because they've had a whole bunch of these that have just gone off the woodwork, and that's going to be offside on them, which is a good thing for us. Now, what I really wish I could do with this World Super League is take those Thai female pop star teams that we talked about a little while ago and put them in the game. Unfortunately, that is not quite going to be able to be the case, at least this time around. It's Ite Suk with this, back to No, down to Kim Sung-min over, looking for Ite Suk, can't find him, but then Ite Suk wins it back. And we're still knocking this around in the back, and that was pretty poor. I hate to say it. That was not what we wanted to see, and they're called for offside, fortunately for us. So, we have prevented them from scoring, which is the good thing, but we're not looking so great here in terms of cohesion and in terms of teamwork, and there is the goal. Rebin Sulaka ends up scoring it, a header from close range, and the blame has to go to whoever is giving up a free kick from this range. I know it's indirect, but, that was a pretty ridiculous thing to do. 1-0 here for Buriram United, and we better hope that we can get something good going on here. I'm going to be honest with you. I really miss having the three-striker, shadow striker approach up front, and we might look into going back to that here eventually. Ite Sok wins this and knocks this forward, but I miss seeing that sort of offensive approach. I kind of liked what we had before. We might make some adjustments here to try to do something a little bit more striker. Let's see if that won't wake us up a little bit. I think the plan is to play maybe like 3-4 matches, see what the stats look like first, and then figure it out from there. One of the problems that we have is that we don't really have the best players out there, and a number of players are injured, and that makes things a little bit difficult for us. We better win this ball here away in the back, and we're not doing a particularly good job of that so far. We look like we've definitely been on the back heel here in this match, and they're not going to call that a penalty, are they? That was ridiculous. This is the third time that we've faced a potential penalty here in 2 matches, and let's see if they give this as a foul or not. And they have awarded the penalty. So our goalie is going to be tested here right away. 16 years old, and you've got to face this sort of power. And, of course, he saves it and then gives up the goal afterwards. He saved it and punched it out. Rojic, however, is able to follow up and ends up scoring that in the end. But it was a good job by Go Won Shik, who is actually kind of impressing me here so far with his performance. That was very, very good. The second one maybe not quite as good, but 16 years old, I can't blame him too much. Of course, we have the kids out there because our main goaltender, who may or may not stay on, is injured, just like everyone else. 2-0 for Buriram United, and here's a corner for us. I just realized I never set up our corners, did I? Which is why this is going to look kind of ugly, and it does. Park So-il over to Jung Se-jung, and he knocks the one over everybody's head. And so I think after this match, we're going to spend some time sort of setting up corners and seeing what we can make out of that. And we're having some poor matches there in the back. I could see that, and I think that's part of the problem. Again, we may consider going back to 3 in the back, 3 in the front, in part because I kind of like that setup, and in part because I'm guessing I don't think that we've had a good showing from any of the fullbacks yet. I mean, this is just awful. 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. We don't have enough substitutions available to us to take all of these poor players off. I mean, we don't have anybody on to play right back, so he's just going to have to suck it up. Lee Han-bun, who was recently injured, is going to come off here early, and Noah is going to come off as well. So much for that. And let's see if we have anybody come on for Kim Sung-min. It's going to be Kim Jin-sung. And I mean, that's really about all we can do. Jung Se-jung is going to come off, and it's going to be, trying to think, we'll put Na Sang-ho back out there. That's what we're going to do. And let's see what we can do here in the second half. That was pretty poor. It was pretty ridiculous. I mean, again, it's the second match of the season. It's okay if we're going to, play poorly, but we need to like at least get the ball and try to do something. I mean, we look like we never played together in our lives. And so we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we actually want to make some sort of radical tactical change or not. Go Won-sik is one of the few guys who's actually trying here, and had an excellent save here. This was a very dangerous header, combination of headers, and he did a great job to get onto that one, waiting until the last second before making his move to grab it. And I'm guessing that we're going to see some fines here at the end of this one. I mean, we had to put 4 guys on here at the half, which is not what we want to see. Lee Han-bun especially has me frustrated because he's supposed to be one of the best players in the league. And he comes straight back and gives us a performance like that. So, kind of a frustrating thing, kind of a worrisome thing. So, we'll see what we can do here. We're about 20 minutes left in this match, and we'll see what we can do here. I'm not exactly ready to totally throw in the towel on everything yet, but we'll see what happens. This tactic, like I said, is something that we just literally sort of slapped together and came up with, and we'll see how long it lasts. One of the problems, of course, is that we don't have a player who I think is really a good dedicated striker. You're sort of like real goal scorer up front, and that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking we might really want to consider doing 3 up front. Here's Choi over to Na Sang-ho. And Na Sang-ho tries to cross that in. It's Choi who wins that over to Kim Jin-sung, whose shot almost goes in. Park So-il, and it wasn't really much of a cross. I know it was deflected, but it wasn't really going to go anywhere anyway. It was a little bit of worried thinking there, a little anxiety with players around him. Lee Tae-sok with us now. We did a good job winning the ball over to Kim Jin-sung, back to Ki Sung-yong. Ends up with Jung Hyung-chol. And Jung over to Choi Jae-hyuk, who almost scored his first goal there. That would have been nice, scoring a goal in your debut. Even if we lose this match, I mean, if that would happen, I'd be pretty happy. Lee Tae-sok with the corner, and over to Na Sang-ho, almost is able to sneak that one in. So it ends up a little bit better than expected. Still, though, we are down 2-0, and we'll see what we can win from this, or what we can learn from this match going forward. Choi Jae-hyuk, really unfortunate not to score that goal. That was very well done. And Na Sang-ho is injured. Na Sang-ho's injury here makes me think that we might want to consider doing something different tactically. It is a potential foot injury, which is going to be a problem because we may just run out of players, and we might just have to figure out some other approach to the rest of the season before things fall apart. So I don't know. We'll see what we can get going. You may see, though, I'm starting to guess that you may see the return to something a little bit more familiar before the next match, because this was pretty bad, and also because I think that the players who formed our old plan are getting injured here. We lose this one, of course, 2-0. It's 0.59 is the XG. We didn't touch the ball at all. That was pretty bad. I will tell you that is the worst football manager game I've played in a while. And I do think it's probably about time for some changes here early on. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.